Hello everyone, and welcome. And I know it's been a while since I've been online, but I'm going to do a quick overview of a new filament dryer that I just received. A special thank you out to the guys, to Ben and the guys at Sovol, who sent me this brand new Sovol SH02 filament dryer. Now I do a lot of PETG and some TPUs, but mostly PETG. The filament dryer really helps when it comes to doing stuff like that. Those of you who use PLA may not be may not need a filament dryer so much, but anyone who does hydroscopic materials such as PLA or such as PETG, TPU, ASA, nylon, and so on, filament dryer is actually a lifesaver because you deal with a lot of bad prints when you print hydroscopic materials without drying them first. So let's open this up, have a quick look at it. So comes very simple little box. This one actually has can take 2 spools. Now there is a lot of changes on this filament dryer, such as it does come with a new type of ceramic heater, which actually is safer, and its power controls and temperature controls are a lot better than the previous models. So it's a step up from the last one, and this does take 2 spools. I believe the previous version of the filament dryer only took 1. We have a nice simple manual, instructions of how to set it up, and instructions about its weight and the machine size and display settings, humidity, and so on, right? Which is what we need, and also instructions on how to set up the temperatures, relative humidity you want, material types, and so on. But pretty easy, and also you have QR codes to get to where you need if you need any information on the user. Go to the user group or go to their official website. So let's have a quick look at what's inside the box. So on the top here, the other side, we actually have the power cable for it. So it's not wired in. So in case your cable gets damaged or whatever, you can. Simple 2-pin, often found in radios and so on. So it's easy to replace if anything ever goes wrong with this cable. Stick it on its side and drag it out of its container. Oh. So nicely foamed padding. It's well padded in the box. As you see, this is the dryer. Let's see if there's anything underneath this. No, empty space. Let me get that packet out of the way and see what's inside. Bye-bye box. Okay. Filament dryer. So, for those ASMR people, are you ready? There you go. Now you're all happy. So, looks really nice actually. The lid locks close, so it seals, and there is a rubber gasket around the edge, so it seals around the rubber gasket. You do have space for 2 filament spools. Let me get 2 spools and I'll throw them in there. So you have 2 spools. Each have their own independent roller system. So as long as they're inside if you look closely, actually, let me show you. There's little lips on each side here. It's that roller bar and there's a little lip. You want it inside that because those little lips are the bearings. And you want it in between the 2 bearings on the metal roller, so it moves smoothly. Which is nice. You have 2 ways of mounting it. So you're going to mount your spools. You can either have a port on top, which has a rubber gasket on it. Okay, this is for letting the vapor out. So you open it while it's drying, then you close it, and it keeps what's inside dry. So the previous one I don't believe had that. So when you dry filament in here and you close it up, you can seal it so humidity can't get back in. And this here is where a filament comes out. There's 2 of them, one for each, going out to your printer. Now at some stage these are screwed in place. If you ever needed to replace these with something that took let's say let's say you wanted to do a reverse Bowden tube out of this to a printer, like you're doing nylon. You can actually replace that and then put a connector in there. It's not threaded, so you'd have to make up some sort of an adapter there, but you could actually do a reverse Bowden from this out. Nice. Now with PETG, I don't use reverse Bowden. With TPU, reverse Bowden would be beneficial, or with nylon, a reverse Bowden is required. So let me take the filament out of there for now, just to make it lighter while I move it around. And so we have rollers front and back. The rollers can be popped out if needed to be cleaned. Can be popped out, a little bit of wiggling. A simple roller, the bearing on each end. So if the rollers ever go bad, you can always get replacement rollers. And they just pop right into place in there, so it's not hard to replace them if needed. They move really freely. So let me close it up. This is the 110 version. I'm sure they'll have a 220 version for Europe. I believe they do. But the 110 version is what I have, as I'm based in the US. Let me get this powered up. Have a quick look and see what the menu system looks like. We'll plug it in here at the back. Power it on. And let's see what the screens look like. So it's powering on. You touch the screen here. Hold it for a few seconds, and then your power's on. So let me hold it up to the camera. You can see it there. So there's a power button comes on in this corner. You have to hold for about 3 seconds, and then the screen comes on. Otherwise, the screen goes off. So let me have a look here, because I'm learning this as I go, just like you are. You have a standby button. You have the select the selection key here, which is the gear. Selection key is this one here, standby, selection, and then you have your up and down arrow keys for controlling. So your selection chooses, right now it's on PLA over here. You can see a little arrow flashing over here beside PLA. If I change that, I can change it to PC, PP, PA, ASA. I'm not sure what that one is. TPU, ABS, and then it gives me my relative humidity in the room, current temperature of the room inside the box, and the setting temperature is 55 degrees centigrade. So let's stick a spool of filament in there. It's already on hot. It's already heating up already. So let me get some TPU. This is Yusu. Thanks to the guys in Yusu, because I have a lot of TPU from working with those guys, especially in the past. Get it right on the bearings. Filament out. Run it through the gap. And lock it. So now it's sealed. So set the TPU. And you go to choose the other options. I'm going to go over to the setting a temperature. I can set the temperature I want to up and down. So it's 50 degrees, whatever temperature I want it for my TPU. Let's say for 55. I change it again. I want to say how long I want it to run for. I want it to run for 8 minutes or 8 hours and minutes, or I could do longer. Let's do it for 2 hours, and then let it run. And right now the relative humidity is dropping to 32 already inside the box. So if we keep an eye on this for a few minutes, we should see the relative humidity inside that box dropping. And the one I'm not using, this one here, I'm going to plug it because I want to keep outside out of there. So I already, if you look closely, the relative humidity has dropped to 31%. So the ceramic heater is safer. One, it heats up faster, and two, the ceramic heater actually is safer because it's not in the burn. Right. So other heaters have an element that can burn up. When you're heating ceramic, it's far less chance, and it's a lot more accurate. The heating or the temperature sensor is far more accurate than previously, so it makes it easier for better temperature control. So let's see what the specs say while this is running for a small while. I like the locking lid. That's a nice setup. Oh, I put the filament in the wrong way. Let me quickly fix that. They say, should have read the manual. RTFM, guys, RTFM. Right? Filament should come in so the spool or the filament is fed from underneath is what they recommend. Like so. They want the spool to turn counterclockwise, feed out through here. You have resistance, and there's no chance of it when you retract, it won't cause problems. So I'm running this right now. It has already dropped. Relative humidity has dropped down to 27%. So this is doing a pretty good job. It's getting there fast too because of the new heating and the new fan system actually circulates the air really, really well inside that. You hold your hand over it, you can actually feel the case is warm to the touch. So heat it up really fast compared to some others. So I will do some more on this. So right now it says the current temperature is 40 degrees inside the box. It's going to rise up to 55, but it already feels very warm. My relative humidity has dropped down to 27%. So to get to 55 probably takes me 20 minutes, I'm guessing. But obviously you set the temperature based on your material. But it's doing, see here, humidity is down to 27% already. Temperature at 41, and I just turned it on a while ago. 42, there it goes, it's climbing. And I set it for 2 hours. For TPUs, you want to dry it, especially older TPUs, you want to dry it for a longer time if it's left outside. But once you're done with this, the nice thing about it is you can retract, push the filament inside, close this up, so you can see seal. You see here, you seal with a little plug, and that will actually stop your filament from actually gaining new moisture. Now, what I would do is if you're storing filament in this, I would probably seal it up when I'm done printing. Close these plugs, push the filament back in, close these plugs, and then drop in some desiccant inside in the case, some desiccant packs, and then leave it closed because it's already sealed inside. It should be okay. And then desiccant will make sure there's no latent moisture left behind. And then when you come back to use it again later on, turn the filament dryer on. But before you do that, take the desiccant packs out of there. But it's a nice little unit. I'm going to see how low I can get humidity on this over the next hour or so. We'll let it run for the next hour or two. I have it set for another 1 hour, 55 minutes. And we'll see how it goes. But it is working. You see again, it's dropping down to 28%. So that's the SH02 filament dryer from Sovol. I normally print a lot of materials. Like I mostly print PETG, some TPU. And the PETG I do print with, I normally do 10K spools, but I do a lot when I'm doing TPU because I don't use a lot of it. I do it with the 1 kilo spools, so this is perfect for what most people have at home is a 1 kilo spool. I tend to use much larger spools because this is a 1 kilo spool. This is what I print when I'm doing PET. So yeah, big difference in that will not fit in there. Clearly, they don't have a 10 kilo version that will do this. I'll probably have to build my own. I don't know anyone who does a 10 kilo version. But this is how I do my PETG most of the time. But TPUs, this is ideal. And for most people at home, that's the perfect. I will run this for a while. I'll do an updated video in the next day or two to give you more information about the how successful it was at drying out filament and getting good quality prints. I will do some test printing with it, and I'll show you the outcome, especially with TPUs, as they need to be dried. So I'll do some TPU prints and I'll show you the outcomes. Well, I hope that was informative for you. Yes, my face is not on video. I haven't been on for a while. My face is not on video, but I needed to get this done for Sovol. I made a promise, and I try and keep my promises whenever possible. So thank you all again for joining me. Remember, the Sovol SH02 dual filament dryer. It's a nice machine. The menus are nice and easy to use. And let's see how it does with printing, but I think it's going to be good. I've tried other filament dryers and I was never really impressed. I like the overall design and the stability of this, you know. So, and it's very quiet. You can hear the fan running, but other than that, it's quiet. So check it out if you're interested. Check out the Sovol website. For these, I can't remember what they're retailing for right now. But they're most filament dryers are not super expensive. Let me quickly look it up. The SH02 is, let me see what they say on their website. On their website, they say it was $99. They have a price right now, is save 31%, down to $69, so $70 for this machine. It is normally $99.99, so it's $100 normally. So it's going right now for a good price. So it's got TPC heating, which is more accurate heating, and it does have the ceramic heaters, which is actually safer. It's got a triple ring sealant, so it's actually really good. The filament ports seal out for keeping everything dry. So check it out if you're looking at one of these. So it is better for keeping material long term because of the additional rubber gasket sealing in there than the SH01, which is a previous version. So check it out. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. And I hope to do more coming up. I've just been really busy in the last many months. A lot going on, and I'll get back to you. But hopefully, ping the guys at Sovol if you have questions. Jump on the user groups. Ping me on my comments below, and I will see what I can do to address your questions. We're already down, just before we finish, we're already down to 28% humidity inside there. We're at 48 degrees centigrade, and that was in less than 10 minutes. So we warmed up really fast. I think it's going to be an overall nice unit. I'll let you know once I start doing prints. Thank you guys. Have fun, and I'll see you next time. Take care.